Hello and welcome. This is CT5. I'm gonna review the two games in my most recent video, my losses. So usually I'm trying something different. So me, my webcam, that's live, but the game is recorded, and we're just gonna take a look and see what we can learn from my play, from my mistakes, see what could have been done differently. I had a small peek at some stuff, and I do have some things I definitely want to point out, but I'm also just going to take a look and see what happens just from watching. And I likely will skip around a bit from time to time just to get a better, don't spend too much time. Because again, I can take a lot of time just thinking about stuff. If I were smart, maybe in the future I would actually prep stuff beforehand so we can talk about it. Okay, so this is actually a moment here so I think ultimately I decided to violence spin onto the victory square. And there is a potential consideration here. Let's just play it because, I'm thinking. So I have the Rad Bomb Hub just partially to see what I can do, but also, yeah, mostly just to see line of sight. I don't actually want to. I want to make sure I hit at least 2 people with Rad Bomb, which those are precious. Considering Dissolve Armor, just because I can see, I'm probably thinking about what to discard, honestly. I don't really want to use the Dissolve Armor right now, just because he only has 2 cards. Wait for next turn, you might draw something. So the one consideration here, instead of Violence Spinning immediately on, the one potentially different thing I might consider doing is using Telekinesis on my Priest, bring my Priest here, then use Violence Spin and get 2 people onto the victory squares. And I'll probably put this one here because he has the parries for it. I didn't necessarily need to go here with my warrior because I have the parries. I can sort of, have them available, but it is nice to be able to, I want to use them at a more critical moment. But, it could be greedy. I could just use it just because I know I'm pretty safe. That said, I think holding onto Telekinesis, which is what I do end up doing, I do think that is the better play. Telekinesis, moving people around, very powerful, not necessarily worth having 1 victory point for it. That said, let's say I do have 2 people here, right? I get a free victory point. But more importantly, if say he runs up here and passes, I'm not pressured into acting. I can wait. Also, he might want to consider, this might draw him to my Priest, which, definitely changes things, for better or worse. If he does, my Priest can run back here into the safety of my warrior. That said, leave my warrior up here with the parries to take the hits does seem pretty good as well. So again, game would be different had I done that. I'm going to stand by, using cards is good, but, keeping those good cards for when you really need it, also very important, and Telekinesis is very strong. And this Telekinesis will come into play later. There's a huge mistake I caught later, which I will mention when it happens. It's also important to take a note of some unfortunate moments, but don't only look at your unfortunate moments, right? It's much more important to. Okay, so here's another thing here. The thing being either playing the Rad Bomb as I did or playing the Slowed first. Playing the Slowed does serve as a nice pseudo pass. That said, hitting Rad Bomb right now to get 2 people, pretty good value. Hard to say. I guess what I was definitely worried about was if I play the Slowed first and then he moves his dwarf, say here, suddenly I can Rad Bomb 2 targets, and it gets a lot worse. So I went for it, and this Vengeance really hurts. Because now he's in. Woo, all the damage. And that was the slightly unfortunate thing I mentioned, which is why I mentioned, take note of unfortunate events. And be mindful of them, but don't only blame the unfortunate things for your losses, right? There's almost there's usually almost certainly something we could have done better ourselves when we play. So the unfortunate thing there was obviously the bloodied block, blocking the shot instead of the parry, which would have given me a card, which let me do something. But as it stands, so what do I do here? What would I do here? I could play slowed. I don't think I want to play fireball yet because it hits my dude and he's kind of in trouble. I think I play Path of Knives, which makes a lot of sense. I don't really want to move yet. Again, if I move closer, right, he can move up to me, and that could be bad. Yeah. So I think Path of Knives here, and again, it pushes off his Battle Rage trait. So that's very, very nice. And he's also out of range of telekinesis, and yeah. Anyways, so hey, look at me finding a smart move. Now that really hurts. Again, unfortunate. It hurts, but that happens. That'll happen. So now that I know that, I'm like, oh shit. And I do leadership, trying to get better cards. I think that's right, and I think only the Dissolve Armor. Those are all things I need. I will need the run to get to better place. I obviously want the Fireball. Holy balls, that hurts. And Telekinesis, very, very good. So super lucky to get the third parry, my last block, as well as a Nimble Strike to escape the ping pong situation, get some damage onto the dwarf, as well as staying out of range of this dude, right? So I do the smart thing. I move back here to get line of sight. Okay, I should stop saying that. Oh, I did the smart thing. Ooh, look at me go. Oh, he has Nimble Strike. All right. Very unfortunate. Now, okay, makes sense. Here's the big move. So he dangerous maneuvered. We know he has a run to get to my warrior, and what do I do? What do I do, you ask? I play the slowed. I played slowed. I think you all know what I should have done now that I highlighted it. You probably would have caught it in my video too. But you see this? Yep. And you see what I can do now with my wizard? I cannot use TK on either of these characters. So I just kind of uselessly am like, oh no! Here. Oh, and you can't even do that. So here I am thinking, oh cool, I can, well, now I can fireball everyone. Well, I could have done that. See, had I moved first, so instead of, let's go back for a moment, right? Instead of playing the slowed, had I run with my wizard to, say, here, again, well, now if he runs there, I can telekinesis my own dude. Remember, he ends up having a lucky charm. Greedy play would be move priest back. Safe play is move my warrior around here or here. Probably here. And that still lets me burst all three of them while keeping my dude alive, which is good. So that was by far the biggest mistake of this game. And if you didn't have Warcry, I could be in a pretty sweet position. But, I didn't. So, it happens. And that's okay. We learn. And the especially sad part, right, was we knew he had the run. Right? He used a dangerous maneuver first. We knew he had a run. We knew he had a move to get in position to snack my warrior. And he had a lot of cards. Priest had done nothing yet. So that easily could have been avoidable. That was me just looking at my own cards and not at all up there. You got to pay attention to this. Opponent's cards, what they have in their hand, well, you got to pay attention to it. So there's some rust, but this is cool. Big damage. There is a question of, wow, he had a lot of moves. So there is, okay, so I guess my dude was dead. Anyways, but that would have been much better, right? Yeah, anyways. So there's potentially one question in there of, do I play the fireball or save the fireball? I do put out a lot of damage. I hit everyone, so I think playing the fireball is right. And the other big question is which I debated in the game as well. Do I TK the dwarf or the human? And if we look at the end result, it's still interesting. Like, I'm inclined to say the dwarf because we get big damage. We damage it. Right? We ought to do 6 damage to it thanks to Pathonize and Vulnerable. Whereas just like if we TK this dude, he'd be at 8, but he'd be at what, 5? So that's probably better because the fireball still kills. So, oh man, I don't know. That said, dwarf has 2 moves, so it's easier for him to get away. But if my wizard is all about the fireballs anyway, then probably less important. So, oh no, he wouldn't be at 5. He'd be at 11. And, oh. 11, 6, 1. So would not have died. Like, given what we end up drawing, he would not have died. So this is the thing I remember very clearly from my game. Hey, probably should have moved first. And it's all downhill from here. Not much I can do. Okay, let's move on to the next game. There's and again, it's easy to dismiss that one. Like, if it looked like he had everything, he had the Warcry, he had the Purge, but I also got insanely lucky from the Rad Bomb handicaps. Right, I got the Vulnerable and Combustible. My wizard had fire. He did 3 fireballs. Easily could have been Flash of Agonies, right? If you got the Fright too, but you just happen to have the Purge at the very end there. So again, luck. Those chance elements. It's there. It goes both ways. You gotta don't dismiss when you're unlucky, and be mindful when you were lucky, cause it matters. I actually wonder if keeping Flash of Agony might have been better there, because this only realistically, the main armor target would be the dwarf. So a lot less useful than it might otherwise be. In Flash, I can sort of position myself awkwardly, say here, and pew 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 and stuff. So you make it work. Now what happens here? I probably pass again. Yeah. Do I stupidly run my wizard up? Oh, I flank move fireball. That doesn't seem good in hindsight. Oh, I hit everyone. Okay, that's pretty cool. So I think this is something I discuss in the moment as well. Like, it's a greedy play. I spend flank move, pretty powerful. I spend a lot to hit everyone. I easily could have just run up here. I think I am in line of sight here, but like, even if I just run up here, I can still fireball at least 2 people. You basically always want to hit at least 2 people with the bursts, especially with the burst 2 like that, like fireball. And I could have I could have been on the victory square. I could use the flank move later on to get out of the way, steal priority, stuff like that. Good things could have happened. And now I'm getting my ass blasted as a result. So probably force field. It is awkward. Having a force field, knowing that the sizzling bolt's on there, it reduces. Like if you have force field and then someone just used one burning attack, like that's your force field. You have the one hit. That's one duration, second duration on next round, and then the third one on the prevent the burn damage. So he hits my priest. Man, so much damage. Smart. Okay, I think I missed a slight moment. There was a moment earlier where I think I used dissolve armor. Let's go back to it. Here we are. Perfect. Okay, probably a slight mistake here. I think I probably should have used the rad bomb first. And the reason this was a mistake, notably, I chose dissolve armor the human wizard, which makes sense because you have the arcane aura, but we know there's defender's block. And if defender's block succeeds, and more often than not it will, 2/3 of the time it will, then the person with the arcane aura gets a card, which you could probably use to do some damage. And that is what happens as he plays the Surging Blast to hit my priest. So again, that's kind of like a simple rule. If you know they have a block, try and fish it out first. Now that said, Dissolve Armor probably is the weakest card and probably the right one to fish it out with. In which case, I probably should have targeted this wizard to not potentially feed the person with the Arcane Aura more stuff. Right, I could have saved myself 7 damage. Well, maybe, right? Who knows what they have. So that happened, and I howl, which I think makes sense. Essentially just use it as a pass. Oh, he passes. I think I run up now then. Where would I go? I could go here. So I end up running here. But looking at it, I could run here. I think what I'm hesitant about is I am combustible, and we saw she had fire already. If I do have the 2 armors, I have the howl, I could probably soak a good chunk of it up. But, it's still free damage in that case. And now we see him go for Le Wizard. I think at this point I choose the Rad Bomb, probably here, because she's the one still able to do stuff, and I want to hit 2 people. Which all makes sense. Hey, combustible. Wow. Super lucky. And, oh, that was good. Okay, that was a mistake on his end. I got super lucky with that. So he does, right, makes sense. But very dumb to leave it in line of sight. Now, I make a stupider mistake. Arguably stupider mistake. And pass or howl? Howl. I probably should have used Greater Heal right there. Or I guess I could have waited to see him poke. But now that's off, I should Greater Heal. I should Greater Heal. In line of sight. I should Greater Heal. I was greedy. I wanted to see him commit a bit more because I didn't think he could kill it. But that was what I did not anticipate. And the mistake, when he used the Gust of War, if he puts it here, if he put my priest here instead of here, completely useless. So I was lucky to have that opportunity, and then I squandered it by literally doing nothing. Now I do run back knowing that I can survive thanks to Greater Heal. Again, things could have just been so much better. So much better. Anyways, so all that happened. Also, I'm not sure if I'm getting my mouse recorded. I hope it is. Ooh, wow, so much stuff. Now with the moves, so I end up violent spinning here in the middle, which feels really suspect now. Oh no, it's to get a kill on wizard. That's legit. That's legit. I think another thing I was considering on my own review, team walk here, stab. Team walk. I guess, well, this, and I can violent spin. Get, like, it'll. I'm caught somewhere like that. So if, say, I hit team walk, team walk, team walk, violent spin, leave in place, scoot there, scoot here, stab. Would have burned a lot more, but again, that may or may not be worth it, so. Anyways, that hurt, and okay, next, this important phase. This pair gets fished out. Obviously, at this point, makes total sense. I get smacked, and I make the very greedy play of casting Unholy Energy there. Seems semi-reasonable depending on stuff. I think smarter thing was just. Well, I talked about this too, right? I could run, get victory square and stuff, but or I guess I'm playing on Unholy Energy just to like sort of be efficient. I chose not to move because I read that that's a parry. I felt that it's okay. I have an attack. It seems reasonable that they'd have parry. I thought it was a parry, but it was a Mighty Bludgeon. Now again, is that unfortunate? Like, I could have run here. If he walks a chase, I can team walk again and get out of the way. Expensive, but that's what happened. And now the last thing, obviously, I just completely forget about Zone of Control because I haven't played this game in a long time. And I use Dancing Cut when I need to Nimble Strike here, poke, get out of the way, he tries and run. We can pass, maybe try and finagle something there with Team Walk and move and stuff. If he chases, we can run, and we still have the Dancing Cut to potentially chase again, depending on how he feels. So we had a chance, but I just forgot one of the most obvious things of the game, and as a result, I lose. And Priest on her own cannot do anything. She is basically full support with Rad Cannon, and that's just the way I built it. Also, that's mistakes I learned from the game. That's the mistakes I saw from the game. The other nice thing about reviewing things like this, you can learn a lot more about your team as well, right? You have that time to sort of better clearly review and notice what went wrong, what I would have wanted to have, etc., etc. I think a big thing was I might want to change the priest again. I don't know. It's tempting to change the priest because like I don't like it how when one person's stranded they can't fight on their own. Sometimes that happens. Oh yeah, don't discard Lucky Charm like I did there. So I might want to change it, or maybe make it more. I don't know. I don't know what to do with Lip Priest. I think I am trying to have the priest do too many things, which does sound like me, and does sound like a priest thing to do. They can do a lot. Let's try and have them do a lot, and they end up kind of sucking. Yeah, I don't know. Hard to say. Just figuring out what to do will be a challenge for another time. Do you want to stick with this? Do I want to go even heavier on the impeccability? Right, I've a couple different builds around ready to strike. Yeah, we'll see. Anyways, that's all I got. That's all I got. Again, perhaps in the future I would consider doing more prep so I can sort of immediately jump to big highlight moments and have better thoughts more clear thoughts, perhaps other lessons. In terms of my opponent's play, I feel like first opponent did things right, and again, I had the big mistakes there. As to be expected, if you're 1700, you should be doing things right. This guy, I think the gust was the main question mark I saw. Otherwise, I think this fellow played fairly well as well. Again, I had my own tactical errors. So yeah, these were, yeah. Yeah, I think both of them played fairly well overall. Yeah. I feel like a sharper CT5 would have done better. But yeah. That's what happens. Again, I don't play this game enough now. So, and it's good stuff, fun stuff. Hope this was interesting and useful. Let me know what you think. And I'll see y'all next time. Until then, take care. Have a good day, and yeah, bye.